Hi guys, welcome back. This is Erin from Painting Those Pickies. I know it's been 2 weeks since my last weekly manis, but there's been a lot going on in this household. It's just been like a crazy last 2 weeks. So a lot of things have gone on. The weather's been crazy. It's kind of been bringing me down. There's been like a stomach flu going around in this area. I've had a couple of health issues. I have had to completely take out dairy and gluten due to some allergy issues, and yes, I have been tested in the past, so it's not just like out of nowhere. I also had Botox for my migraines, so if my face looks a little bit different, especially I can't move my forehead anymore, so I had that taken care of. I also cannot wear any eye makeup for today because I had some tear duct plugs put in because my eyes have been really dry from my LASIK, which I had in August. There's also been 2 blizzards that have happened. I put my car in a ditch from one of them. Our furnace went out on Easter. We've had some family come over. There have just been a lot of things that have been happening. So we've just had a lot going on in the last couple of weeks. I feel weird because I can't move my forehead anymore, which when I edit my videos I realize how much I've moved my eyebrows, which I can't do that anymore. So if I look a little bit different, one, I don't have a lot of facial expressions in my forehead anymore, so I'm sure people are going to notice it. So I have had Botox injections for my migraines, so I'm not trying to hide it or anything like that. They did 32 injections in my forehead, down the hairline, and then the back of the head and my shoulders. I actually have noticed a difference already. It's been about a week and a half since then. Let's see, what else has gone on? Where is spring? I don't know. Since the last 2 weeks we've had 2 blizzards. I also put my car in a ditch. Everything was fine, like I wasn't hurt or anything. We had it towed out. Our furnace went out on Easter. Like I said, we had a lot of different things go on. So I have just been kind of busy, also a little bit kind of under the weather getting this food stuff figured out. I went through it once before, but we're just kind of settling in. I have been putting nail polish on, but not as, I mean, I have been every day, but it's a little bit of a struggle some days because I wasn't feeling good for a while, but I'm slowly getting back into it. I will have some reviews, but I'm not going to be putting out like 5 videos a week like I was, but I'm back with weekly manis, so let's get right into it. I will show a couple polishes that I wore last week. I did want to wear all Easter polishes last week, so I'm going to start off with a few that I did wear. The first one was from the very beginning of last week. This one is one that I have worn on Easter before, and so I really wanted to wear it. This one is Julep Kimberly. I don't have that many Julep polishes anymore. I was a Julep subscriber like way back when I started polish blogging, which was like 2013 or 2014, but I love this polish. It reminds me of like a speckled Easter egg, and it also reminds me of that like Illamasqua collection that is all speckled polishes. I did try to find that on eBay and it doesn't even exist. So I did try to like look it up to see if I could find it, but this will just have to be like my fallback polish. I do have this one in a mint green, but I really enjoy this one. I think it was a 2-coater, but at this point it's been 2 weeks since I've worn it, but I really like these kind of like speckly polishes during Easter. Unfortunately, there's a bunch that I really want to find that are on my wish list. Like there's one from Cirque that I can't find. It looks like a white, speckled white, but I can't find that one either. There's some from Illamasqua. I think there's some from Deborah Lippman that I can't find either. So all of them are like sitting on my wish list, but I can't find any of them. They were just like, I think they were like a thing a couple years ago, but now nobody makes these kind of speckled polishes. So if anybody knows like where I can find these kind of speckly polishes or any brand that makes them, leave me some comments down below. But I really like these kind of Easter egg polishes. Now we're past Easter anyways, and it's still snowing, so I don't know where spring is anyways, but I really like the look of these. So that again is Julep Kimberly. This one I also wore last week because I felt it was really fitting for Easter. I hadn't worn this one before. I really wanted to hunt all these down from this previous OPI pastel collection. This one is OPI's One Chic Chick. And I kind of avoided this one. I hunted it down, and then looking at it in the bottle, it looks really weird. It really reminds me of like when you cook an egg and like you hard boil an egg and then you peel it and then you like break it open and the yolk kind of has that like weirdish green yellow color to it. Like that's what this color reminds me of in the bottle, and so I never wore it, and I've had it for maybe like 6 months and never wore it. And so finally I was like, I'm just gonna wear it. It looks weird on my shelf, but I'm gonna wear it. And it's a really beautiful pastel yellow. It does kind of have that weird greenish cast to it, but on the nails it looks like a soft pastel yellow. The formula isn't too bad. It's not like the best yellow ever, but it's really not too bad. I loved this. Honestly, I fell in love with it. Unfortunately, there is a yellow like this in the Grease collection. I do have the full OPI Grease collection. I have not swatched it yet, but I had this one sitting on like the table where I have all my polishes where I paint my nails, and I had the Grease collection sitting there, and I pulled these bottles side by side. There's a photo on my Instagram, and they look almost like dupes, but I really, really love this yellow. I thought it was beautiful, and I'm so glad I gave it a chance, even though it looks weird in the bottle. So that one is OPI's One Chic Chick. Next up, another one from last week. One of the Topic Tuesdays, I think it was 3 weeks ago, that go around on Instagram was, what is your oldest or your first indie polish? And so for that question, I actually could not remember what my first indie polish was. I didn't really fall on the indie bandwagon, but this polish I remember seeing somewhere, probably on someone's blog, and I thought, that is gorgeous, and it is exactly like the name. This polish brand is no longer in existence on Etsy. This is Happy Hands nail polish, and this polish is called Flowers on the Highway. That is exactly what it looks like to me. It's got bigger white hex glitters, bigger yellow hex glitters, kind of medium, small pink hex glitters, and like a vibrant green hex glitters, and then tiny little black hex glitters. And I just thought it is exactly Flowers on the Highway, just like wild flowers, and I thought it was gorgeous. I've actually used maybe about a third of this bottle, and that is not from evaporation. That is from actual use of this polish. That's how much I love this, and this is my very first indie. So even though I was a week late on this Topic Tuesday, I just wanted to share that, wear it, and I thought this was very Eastery, even though it was in between 2 weeks where we had blizzards, so it wasn't relevant at all, but I wanted to wear it, and this is a very nostalgic polish for me. I really enjoy this one. So that again is Happy Hands Flowers on the Highway. Another polish from last week. I wanted to incorporate some Zoyas because the Zoya Earth Day sale, the nail polish exchange, is going on right now. I don't know if I'm going to buy from it this year. I normally always do, but there's really only 4 nail polishes on my wish list right now, and you have to have a minimum of 6, and I don't know, I can't figure out the other 2. I don't know. I still haven't decided yet. It's also polish pickup day. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So I wanted to wear this one because I hadn't worn this one. This was kind of like my attempt at Easter nails, but if it was like raining on Easter. I don't know if that makes sense, but it did to me anyways. This is Zoya's Amira. I had picked this one up last year, like last either December, or it was during one of the sales, like either during Black Friday or during the December sale. And this one ended up to me looking like Cinderella's dress from like the old school Cinderella, where she had like the gray blue dress that kind of like was sparkly. Obviously, I'm a big Cinderella fan. I love like old school Cinderella. We have like the old school record and we'll play it in the house sometimes, but I thought this polish was stunning. It's got that like gray blue base to it, and it's got like an iridescent blue shimmer to it. I thought it was gorgeous. This kind of color typically isn't my kind of nail polish color because I'm a warmer skin tone, but because it is Cinderella's dress color, I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much. So that again was Zoya's Amira, which was kind of my like rainy Easter day color, but in the end I was like, well, it's Cinderella's dress. I love it. So there's that one. And then last up for last week is actually what I wore on my nails. I wore it for 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, because this one is from the 90 Lacquers Spring Collection. I did buy all 5 polishes from that, and I think I've worn half of them now. I do plan on doing a review on them. I had much better luck with this collection than I did the winter collection, so I wore this one actually for 2.5 days, like Friday through Sunday, I think. So this was actually my Easter polish, and I have to say I really loved this polish. This is 90's Cottontail. And I have to be honest, these kind of like foily metallic colors, really not my cup of tea. I only plan on purchasing 3 from the collection, but ultimately I got all 5 to do an entire collection review. So this was one of the ones I was gonna pass up on, but it ended up being my Easter mani and I loved it so much. This one is kind of like a metallic foily polish, and it's not like others that I've seen. It's got a really unique color to it. It's almost like a really pale, like rosy pink. I loved it. It reminded me of like one of those foil wrapped Easter eggs, but it was really like a soft pink to it with some gold in it. Happy about that. You know I really like a color when I wear it for multiple days in a row. So that was my actual Easter mani, and that was 90's Cottontail. Let's start the week with this one, which I picked up at TJ Maxx. I just really liked the color of it, and then once I wore it I realized why I really liked the color of it. This one is Butter London's Primrose Hill Picnic. I usually only will get Butter Londons if I see them at TJ Maxx. I think the price is pretty high, but if I see them at TJ Maxx and like the color, then I'll pick them up. So this one is not really like anything special. It's like a medium warm toned pink, but I picked it up. The formula is not too great on it, but I obviously didn't know that before I picked it up, but I was like drawn to the color. So I put it on. I think I wore this one on Monday, and then I was like, man, I really love this color. I don't know what it is. I really love it. And then I realized once I put it on that night, I was like, what is this? What is this? So then I realized, I went up to my wall shelf with my OPIs, and one of my favorite pinks of all time is OPI Strawberry Margarita. It's a medium warm tone pink. I love it so much. It's like my favorite pink ever. This is very similar. So that other OPI has a beautiful formula. This has a little bit of a tougher formula. You know, what can you do? If we're all like crazy nail polish people, we have dupes upon dupes. So that one I just kind of duped myself. But that one is Butter London's Primrose Hill Picnic. Next up, I might have worn this the week before. I don't remember. It might have been this week as well. I know I wore this over Zoya Lael. This one is another one from the 90 Lacquers spring collection. This was one of the ones that I kind of like gasped at because I really wanted it so bad. This one was the glitter topper of the collection, and this one is called Blossoms. It, like I said, is the glitter topper. This one is really a unique one. It kind of reminds me of Sprinkles, but it's got an interesting twist to it. In this one, it's got a clear base. It's got like really hot magenta pink glitters, and it's got that kind of interesting yellow toned glitter, kind of like OPI's One Chic Chick. It's also got little black glitters, which you won't be able to see because I wore such a dark base, but it's also got some silver glitter and some white glitter, some aqua glitter, and then the addition to it that I thought was really interesting was kind of like a poppy colored like red orange glitter, which was really an interesting kind of twist on this. It seems like a really spring glitter, but then you throw in that poppy orange glitter, and I was obsessed with it. I love it so much. I was ready to like call it a week and just like throw this color over other colors all week and just be like, let's feature this polish all week. I'm not even kidding. I loved this color so much. It was beautiful. I didn't have to place any of the glitters. I am obsessed with this polish. So needless to say, I really, really enjoyed this. So that again is 90 Blossoms. And then last up for the week, I had to throw this polish in as kind of, not an ode to the snow because that seems like I like it, which I don't, but this color is really, really pretty. I wish it didn't have snow in the name because then I would probably wear it more. Honestly, this is Essie's Virgin Snow. This is really a beautiful, almost like pale amethyst color. I always thought it was a blue color, but when I wore it, I had worn it before, but when I wore it, I really thought it pulled like a really pale purple on me this time when I wore it. I just think it's kind of a shame that it has snow in the name. I think I would wear it more in the spring if it didn't have it, but I figured since it was still snowing, I could still squeak this in during spring and have it still be relevant. I don't think I would wear it when it's like, when we've got like blossoming flowers and stuff out there and still be like, well, I'm gonna wear Virgin Snow and like hope it doesn't snow again. I don't know, maybe that makes me superstitious or something. And I guess I like scored this at Ulta for half off, which is awesome because this is honestly like a beautiful, beautiful color. And it's only 2 coats, which really is amazing for it being like this light of a pastel color. Honestly, this is like one of my favorite Essies, and it's it's really, really gorgeous. I don't hear anybody really talking about this color, but maybe it's for the name because, I don't know, people don't like the name Virgin Snow, but I think it's absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous pastel. I really want to compare it to OPI's I Am What I Amethyst because maybe they're close or maybe they're not close at all. I don't know, but I think that this is one of my favorite Essies actually. So that was Essie's Virgin Snow. That is it for weekly manis. I'm sorry to miss a week. I'm sorry. It was just, things were crazy and, you know, life happened, I guess. So, you know, I hope you guys didn't mind me combining, kind of just jumbling everything into 2 weeks. And I hope you guys understand why I kind of like took a little life break, I guess. Because a lot of things happened and, you know, I needed my little break, I guess. So as always, feel free to leave me a comment down below with what you wore, especially anything that you're like super excited about wearing in the last 2 weeks. Also, if you want to let me know what you are getting, if you're getting anything for polish pickup this month or the Zoya sale, because, you know, I can always be tempted to add 2 things to my Zoya cart and make it an even 6. I mean, that's not an issue for me. I mean, that's really easy to add to my Zoya card. So thank you guys always for watching, being supportive, still being here. So thank you guys as always, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.